coming for you, man.
Is that right?
We're coming.
I ain't scared of you, blood. We're coming for the W, fam. Emirates, yeah? The Emirates. Tottenham always lose at the Emirates, yeah? Save this, blood. Save this, fam. I'm telling you, blood, these man are getting turned over, fam. Just know.
Where is Expressions? Has anybody seen Expressions? You seen him this weekend? Fuad, I remember at the end of last season smoking that cigar, right? In my seat. That's why I did the cigar celebration outside the Emirates, you know what I mean? For all the people who are asking me, they're like, that's a bit over the top, Robbie. I'll go, like, nah. If I remember last season when Tottenham beat us, he was there, sat in my chair, smoking my cigar. I'm like, how dare you? Right? So I had to do it. I had to give it back to them. Listen, welcome along to the show. We are here for the Roundup, DR Roundup. Joining me, AGT,
Thank you, bro.
and also Matisse.
Where's
of
Abby
course,
as well?
Where's Abby? Yeah, where's Abby?
She's normally on the show.
Yeah, Abby, Fuad, they're normally regulars on the show, man. How comes they're sick, were they?
Not present.
What a coincidence. What a coincidence. Listen, we got some great games to talk about this weekend because there was some, the Manchester derby yesterday, incredible. The North London derby on Saturday, incredible. Chelsea's game was an incredible game. Last minute winner in that game. Liverpool's game, come from 2-0 down, go in front and then still pegged back. Yep. Amazing by Brighton. Managers being sacked, you know what I mean? Even this morning, I think Chris Wilder got sacked. From Middlesbrough. Yeah. Bruno Lage sacked yesterday. I mean, it's been kicking off as the Premier League's returned after that international break. But where should we start? Should we start with, you know what? I'm not going to start with the North London derby. Let's start, first of all, with the game yesterday. The Manchester derby. Erling Haaland, 3 hat-tricks now in a row at home. Manchester United losing the game at the Etihad. City winning by 6-3. And that flattered United. That's the thing about it. That flattered them. I mean, this guy Haaland, but first of all, let's talk about him. He's unreal, isn't he?
Yeah, we said it on the show last night. We had Kojo and Kennedy, and they were both saying, to be fair to them, that the rest of the Premier League's in trouble. We're all in trouble. Big trouble, bro. Because there is no way to stop them. I see one of the questions here. Who can stop Man City and Haaland? No one.
No
one can.
Never know.
No, so you're going to mention Saliba, aren't you? You're going to do
Never
it.
know. There could be somebody out there.
There could be somebody
Do you know
out
what?
there.
I was saying to the guys earlier on, we was doing something on AFTV, and I was saying to them, I'm a little bit annoyed, right? Because Arsenal was supposed to be playing City this month, and because of obviously what happened with the Queen and everything, and games getting postponed. And then UEFA wanted to make sure that they got their games in, so they had to move the City game. Yeah. And we don't even know when that's going to be reorganised yet. It looks like it's going to be next year, so we'll probably play them twice next year. And I'm a little bit annoyed because I really wanted to see what Arsenal would be like up against City. I'm not for any minute saying we're better than City, because I do think that they are ahead of everybody, right? But I wanted to see that, and I did want to see that matchup, Saliba. What would he be like up against Haaland? Because I do think he's been brilliant this season, Saliba.
He has.
But Haaland,
the guy is a freak of nature, honestly. There is no stopping them. We just have to sacrifice and, give away that Premier League title until he leaves. He's got a release clause. Pep leaves, hopefully, as well. And then we can maybe have a conversation about the Premier League again, because everybody talks about Farmers League and, this is the best league in the world, and when he comes here, he's going to have to humble himself and adapt, and he's just coming here.
We're the Farmers League.
We are the farmers. We are the farmers. Like, it is insane what has happened. We have just allowed this guy to come in and just mess up the place, just score goals for fun. The record's gone. Forget Salah. That's over. Golden Boot, that's no competition. All that's left is, Shearer. Watch out.
4 years?
Literally, give him 4 years, break the record and leave.
17 goals in 11 starts.
Just shaking my head.
Listen, most strikers, right, if they finish the season on 17, they're like,
Kane got 17 last year.
Yeah,
Is that 17 goals in all comps, right?
Yeah.
You've had a great season,
Insane.
Yeah, 14 in the Prem.
But he always
Right,
scores.
14 Premier League goals so far.
Is that what he's on? Is that serious?
After 8 games, yeah.
Is that really
so,
what he's on?
yeah,
That's what he's
14, right? So
3 in the Champions
there
League.
are strikers.
believe it.
There are strikers that got 14 Premier League goals last year that are looking at it and think I had a half decent season.
Very good season.
Listen,
It's mad.
we can't be clouded by the fact that if you play 38 games and you score 19 goals, that's still a 1 in 2. And
Yeah.
as a striker in the top 6 leagues, a 1 in 2 across your career is still unbelievable. But this guy's like played a less amount of games than the goals he scored.
He scores more goals than games.
It's
He's going
just
to get
like-
more than 38 goals this season.
If his average this season is a goal every, I think it's 48 minutes. Like, what?
And,
What?
he, and,
Let's
he,
just go
and he actually
home.
misses some chances as well.
Let's go
Like
home,
it's
man.
not even like he takes every single chance.
And,
He does miss a few.
he's in a team that's going to always supply him with the chances.
De Bruyne's
that's
pass,
the
that little
Yeah.
clip. Oh my days!
And
De
then he
Bruyne now knows that he can just bang anything
Anywhere.
in there,
Yeah.
and that
And he'll
guy will
reach.
get on the end
Yeah.
of it.
And,
His
and
reach
by the
is
way,
ridiculous.
these aren't tap-ins. These are big stretches where you have
Yeah.
to be a big man to get there. That tap-in that we saw yesterday,
Yeah.
it wasn't a tap-in.
Yeah.
And that ball where it's flashed across by Gomez, who I thought had a really good game when he came on, Sergio Gomez, again, another player that I'm like, oh my God, they've got another one. He slides it in fast and he whips it in before De Gea's even seen it go past him. These aren't tap-ins, Rob. These are like, these
And
are
then
punishing.
yesterday,
He's
in
just killing the
yesterday's game
keepers.
as well, just we were all talking about Haaland, Foden, hat-trick by him. And then even if you look at the back, they were missing a lot of players, you know. You mean
Akanji and
Laporte.
Ake started.
Akanji's been really good as well.
And that Akanji's been good.
He's really good. And
just
the
not
thing
fair,
is,
Rob,
the
man.
thing is
What's
with
going on here?
the thing is with Haaland as well is that he's got assists to his name this season. He's got more
Yeah.
assists than Kane. So
He set up 2 of Foden's goals yesterday.
So I'm speechless really with this team. I don't know what we're gonna do. We just have to just watch it and laugh, to be honest, because we're not stopping
if
it.
you don't laugh, you cry.
Yeah.
Sorry, a couple of super chats here. Anthony Gaming 67 said Arsenal wins Europa League this season and Manchester City win the Champions League. They'd both be the best things in England, is what he's saying. And NS Sports TV says, big up DR Sports. Question, will you consider doing call-in shows? We are working on, that's coming soon. Coming soon. Now, we just spoke about the brilliance of Haaland, City, Foden, but Man United though, man. I mean, sorry. They made that so easy. I mean, they were shockingly bad. Even Ten Hag, literally after the game, I was quite surprised. He was pretty frank and basically said they more or less said they're bored, isn't it? He's like, you know, I told them to be brave and they weren't. That means you were cowards. You bottled it.
They knew what it was when they stepped out there. And I'm shocked he didn't play Casemiro. I know McTominay's been in good form, but you could have played both and really tried to solidify yourselves as a unit. And because Man
Why
United,
have Casemiro?
exactly.
If you're not going to play him in a game like that.
This is his game. This is his game that you purchased him for. If none other, the game at the Etihad where Manchester City will dominate possession and they will try to play in between the lines to find De Bruyne, to find Bernardo Silva, and you don't have Casemiro out on that pitch. It just doesn't make any sense to me. They were never going to dominate the ball. They were never going to come to the Etihad and outplay them. You always knew the game plan, sit deep and counter. So why not play one of your best defensive midfielder? I know McTominay started well, but could have played both of them. So I didn't get that.
And the other one, I don't know, you guys may not agree with me. Ronaldo should be playing in that game. I'm sorry. He left it on the bench for the game. According to
You saw Roy
Ten
Keane.
Hag, he didn't bring him on later on out of respect for his career. I mean, I think he didn't bring him on when it was 4-0 down because Ronaldo would have probably told him to go and do one. He'd be like, but I think in a big game like that, if you're keeping him, Ronaldo, I kind of got a little agreement with Roy Keane here, right? Because Ronaldo wanted to leave in the summer. They said, no, you're staying. So if you're staying, if you're keeping Ronaldo,
Play him.
right? Big games like that, Ronaldo has to play in. For me, a big game, when you're playing City, the big games, Ronaldo should be playing.
But Arsenal was a big game. Liverpool was a big game. They won without him. And I get what you're saying with if you're going to keep him, but I don't know what Roy Keane's, obviously he's got the best sources. I'm sure he knows, Ronaldo personally, DMs, but I don't see where the offer, like we didn't see an offer for him, a good one. Everybody was saying they don't want him. So
No, but they didn't want to let him go either. They
didn't want to let him go.
They said you're staying. They could have smoothed the path for him, right? Eased up certain things to let him go. They didn't. They said they were quite adamant he's staying.
Yeah. It's just
to
they
sit
have
on
one.
the bench whilst you're getting humiliated on the bench.
Should have started, but then again, he started and they were
thought they
4-0
still
down
lose,
at Brentford a few weeks
Yeah,
ago.
exactly.
So, I don't really
I don't think it's
necessarily
about
agree
Ronaldo.
with that argument.
No, I don't think it's about Ronaldo.
And they were shocking, weren't they?
They were, but I would never say that I feel sorry for United. Let me just say that before I say this. But any team could have got played
No.
I think Liverpool would have been beaten 6-3 yesterday.
No, I don't
as well.
think so. I think they defended particularly bad. If you look at it, the amount of space that City had. Nah.
But
Look at even some of them goals that like both the goal that the second one, I think in the first one of Haaland, the first one, there's one that Foden scored very similar.
Yeah.
They're just
De Gea
there's
didn't
no
even
one near
move
them.
for any of the goals.
Yeah, but there's no one near him. You can't.
Yeah.
You already know how good these guys are.
Where was the
You've got
midfield,
to
though?
get
But that's what
closer.
I'm saying. Like, Ronaldo doesn't stop Man City from scoring inside the first 15 minutes and making this game an absolute onslaught. Because once you concede early at the Etihad, it's lights out.
Yeah.
You have to keep that game tight for the first 15, 20 minutes, shut the crowd up, and then build your way into the game. That's what other teams have done that have taken points of City. Newcastle have taken points of City, Aston Villa.
Palace.
But this is what happens when, for me, you don't have Casemiro in there and you make sure that midfield is airtight. And they decided to just go with the same
I think
ritual that they've gone with, and they got punished for it.
I
Because
think-
the Arsenal
sorry.
and Liverpool are not on the same level as City. So
The
think
midfield was terrible as well.
Question mark about Ronaldo, I don't think is as big as the question mark over Casemiro.
Yeah.
I think there was more case for Casemiro to start that game. I mean, literally won a Champions
I hear
League
you on that. I
final.
mean, what's the point in having him then?
Exactly.
puzzled.
Because
on that.
surely, that's the type of game, he's the best of the best.
And trust me, Ronaldo and Casemiro were having a little word. You know when they cover their mouth on the bench, they were having a word with each other going, bro, why have I come here? What is going on? I'm not even starting.
It's mad.
Listen,
mad.
over 2,700 of you guys watching live at the moment. Please don't forget to like the video. Let's get it to 1,000 likes. Hit that like button if you're enjoying the discussion. We've got AGT, big Liverpool fan, Matisse, massive Chelsea fan, me, of course, Arsenal fan, as you know. We're going to get to the Arsenal game right now. Keep your comments coming in as well. Loving the comments that are coming in regarding the Man City game. Hate Tottenham says, Ronaldo finish. Don't see why people are still talking about him. But what if you're going to keep him? That's my argument, right? If he's finished, they could have got rid of him in the summer.
He could have gone to Sporting Lisbon for a really cut deal price.
Did he want to go to Sporting? And
He'd be playing Champions
reduce
League
his
football,
wages
though.
as well?
Still Champions League football, but he's got to realise that he isn't the Ronaldo
That's the
of
thing.
2011. Like, you can't just...
And that's what Roy Keane is portraying him to be, the Ronaldo of old,
exactly.
where he has to start every single game. It's only about he scores goals, he does this, he does that. Ronaldo's goals last season for Manchester United in isolation looked brilliant because he saved them and he did this and he did that. But the season before it was Bruno Fernandes that saved them. Manchester United don't need saving. Manchester United need to build a team that on all fronts are able to compete in every single position and not be dragged to any sort of level by one man. And they've only been going downhill. So I can understand why Ronaldo doesn't play every game, and he's too old to play every game anyway.
All right, a couple more super chats. Francis says, TalkSport just said, the real test for Arsenal is not Spurs because of the red card, not Liverpool because of their form. They said Man City is their only test. Bloody hell. Everything's a test. Trust me, we're not on those levels. Mark T says, he's obviously an Arsenal fan. He says, Tottenham get battered. Everywhere they go, Tottenham get battered. And he goes, I'm still partying. And he's written partying in the party way.
I get it,
From the weekend, by the way, to all my friends who support Spurs, suddenly they've all lost their Wi-Fi and signals, right? And I seem to be having the same problem myself, Mark, in trying to locate some even like Abby and that, I don't know, man, missing
And she's
in
always
action.
around.
She's always around
always
normally.
there online,
Can't
but-
find Abby, can't find expressions, can't find Fuad, right? My next door neighbour is a Tottenham fan, knocked on his door, not answering. I don't know what's going on, man. Everyone's gone out together.
Did you
by
actually
the way.
knock on his door?
Yeah, of course I knocked on his door. He knocked on my door last year. Anthony, 1993, says, Maguire laughing at home with his fake
was a
injury,
disgrace,
seeing
bro.
Varane go off. He says, is going to be this. Is going to get game time. United and Man United are coming back.
Caught on the bench in 4K laughing at 6-1 down or something.
Really?
Yeah, smiling. Yeah.
Maguire.
Caught in 4K, bro.
He's got main character syndrome. He wants the headlines. He loves it.
Yeah, and every question that someone asks him, his first line is, well, I'm the Man United captain. So it's like, well, Are you really?
All right, well done.
You're not playing though, big man.
Listen, now let's get to the North London derby. I was at the game. It was absolutely brilliant atmosphere. And what a game. What a game. For an Arsenal fan, I don't know, I think for a neutral it was a good game as well. I think, so trying to be really,
Try your best, Rob. Come on.
not as biased, not too biased on it. I thought the first half was pretty even. I said at half time, Julian was sat next to me. I said, Julian, you know what? I think we've been a team that's been attacking, but they look dangerous on the counter. It's 1-1. I go, we have to step it up in the second half, right? Second half, complete domination by Arsenal. Complete domination. Went 2-1 up. Then Emerson Royal gets himself stupidly sent off at a red card. And then after that, it was just all Arsenal. Tottenham fans, it was all to do with the red card. No mention of last year when we played them at their place.
With
Rob
the red
Holding
card.
got sent off.
Yeah.
Like, that didn't exist all of a sudden, right? But it was not. I thought the second half we were all over them. Even though I was watching back the commentary on BT Sport, because I watched that game back about 9 times, 10 times. 9 times. Even Jermaine Jenner's Tottenham fan, he was saying, he goes, listen, Arsenal just been at it all second half. They deserve to win. I thought it's a very good performance by Arsenal and a very comprehensive win.
Really massively impressed by Arsenal, and it's the worst time to play Arsenal at the minute, and we've obviously got to come to the Emirates on Sunday. So I'm not looking forward to that, but the cohesion that you're now seeing in this team, the turnarounds that you've seen from Xhaka, I mean, everything is clicking for Arsenal at the minute. The only thing is, obviously, everyone said, can they do it across a really busy month when you're in Europe? You've got injuries to contend with.
Can they do it across the season?
Can you do it across the season? And I actually think if you do beat Liverpool and you go on a little 2-3 game continuous run, then you are title contenders. And I'll say that now. You are.
You're hitting me now. Don't do that.
Yeah, no, look at his smile. He's smiling.
Don't trigger me, man, please. It's early, man. Don't do that. It's only on Monday.
This could be a negative for you. But the World Cup might come at a very bad time for Arsenal. Because you might just want to go straight through, but you've got a break for 6 weeks. And you might have to pick that up again. And you never know what you'll be like after the new year. But listen, Arsenal and City miles ahead of anyone else right now. And it pains me to say that, man, honestly. It's horrible. He knows it's true as well, though, bro.
I haven't even. What title? No, it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna stay firm on this.
I'm not saying they're gonna win it.
I know, but we just can't even. No. You guys are just doing really well. And I'm just gonna keep it at that. I'm not hearing this title.
No, but what if? Hold on. What? Listen, you're right.
It can't
you're right.
happen.
It's still too early, right? But what if, like what AGT says, right? And we get to that World Cup break. I'm calling it now, right? We get to the World Cup break, which then means we don't return back until Boxing Day. So more or less, that's the year done, yeah?
Yep.
And Arsenal are still in and around that first or second, that sort of thing. Are they not contenders then?
For me, just don't let City get in front of you. Like, that's the way that you really keep yourselves in contention, is by staying ahead.
That's what City have done to Liverpool for the last 3 years.
Because I think once you go behind to City, there's no returning, because their mental fortitude in terms of title races, experience and know-how, that is where they'll crush you guys in terms of experience on all fronts. So I think if you're genuinely going to be in this conversation, a conversation, by the way, that I'm not entering and I'm not involved in, is you guys, you have to stay ahead. But yeah, what a performance.
Are you impressed with what you're seeing?
I'm very impressed, man. And it's hurting my soul. You don't understand how painful this is. Like, Saliba, he's defending on his own at times. Gabriel doesn't even have to defend all the time. Like, he doesn't even have to be competent all the time. He's had quite a few moments this season where I'm questioning him.
Gave the penalty away.
Gave the penalty away a bit unnecessarily, to be honest.
And Saliba's just...
Although he did have a good game in general, but the penalty...
Sloppy, though.
It's very sloppy. But it's like Saliba, it's almost like Saliba's the experienced one. Yeah. Holding his hand and saying, don't worry, chap, we'll get out of this together.
Imagine where he could have been if he played for you for the last 3 years.
Well, maybe we weren't ready yet.
But do you know what? You have to give credit to Arteta for leaving him out there and saying, no, we're going to let you gain that experience at Marseille and then bring him back in this ridiculous level that he's at. I think if Arsenal got an experienced world-class centre-back alongside him in the next couple of years, that defence would be mad. It would be impenetrable, because
and what have you guys made of, right? Because this guy, I thought he was good, but he's been so much better than I thought he was going to be, man. And that's Gabriel Jesus. I mean,
I knew he was going to be good.
What a player.
Bagsman.
What a player. Did you see that little, that one where he jinked past about 3 players
and then
just
played
toe
it
poked it at the end?
Unbelievable.
I
How did he
mean-
get out of that? You know, Nicky Hawkins on the first week of the season said he won't get 10. He's already got how many now?
I think
Jesus,
he's
7 or
6
something?
or
But it's
7.
not even just about the goals; it's the general play of Jesus.
General play
the
is
assists,
unbelievable.
The link
the
up.
dribbling, the link up, the work rate, the pressing. I knew when this guy was available that he was probably outside of Erling Haaland the best value for money in the Premier League market you can find. And I was screaming that we went for him, and then you guys got him, and I said, that's it. He's going to be the perfect striker for you guys. He can do everything that you need him to do. Build up play. He's technical. He can take the ball in tight spaces. And I'm finding myself rating and liking too many Arsenal players right now. It's not comfortable as a Chelsea fan. Saka, I rate him highly. Now Saliba, now Jesus, Martinelli, Odegaard, even Xhaka.
I thought Martinelli was brilliant.
Xhaka. Unbelievable. Look, what's happened to
playing
Xhaka?
Do you know what? The thing is about Xhaka, so as an Arsenal fan, I was saying, I remember last year, I was chatting to a lot of Arsenal fans after games and that, and I was like, Xhaka, great game, Xhaka. And it's like, sometimes you're talking to, right? It's like, they don't want to admit it. They're like,
You don't.
he did, but remember we did. I said, hold on, no, wait a minute. He said, forget that. I'm just talking about the here and now. So all last season, I felt at the end of the season that he was our most consistent, apart from the couple of red cards that he always gets, right?
Yeah.
But he was our most consistent player, I felt, last season, yeah? This season, he's been brilliant. He has,
He's a fighter, man.
He's scoring goals as well.
He's a good finisher.
He took that goal well.
As soon as he made some space with his left foot, goal.
And
Straight away.
Yeah.
long range shots as
Goal.
well. He's
Goal.
had a few of them
And
this
even
season.
Thomas Partey's getting his long ranges in now as
Yeah,
well, which,
bro.
you know, I thought he dominated the midfield. I mean, they were brilliant. There's a super chat here. I think this is a bit of a pee take here. Dimmy now. He says, we've got Super Antonio Conte. He'll only be here for a year. Die at the back. Lucas in attack. Spuds on the way to no trophies. Doesn't really rhyme. But
Doesn't rhyme
I
at
see
the
what
end.
you're
You
trying to...
gotta-
did
That's
you-
one of Ty's ones, that, I reckon.
And EA says, good game, Arsenal, but we will be back. Come on, you Spurs, he says. What did you guys make? Oh, one more here. Let me do this one. Kai says, what do you think about Spurs? By the way, as a football fan, I would love to see Arsenal versus Man City. Either way, we may lose. Let me ask you guys this question. What did you make of Tottenham? What have you made of Tottenham this season?
Inconsistent.
Me personally, I'm at the game.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Tottenham. I'm like, Kane, Son, Richarlison, Bentancur,
Basuma not playing, but
Bissouma, Ramiro. I'm like, yeah, they got a good team, you know. I'm looking around thinking, why are they playing like this?
they haven't been playing well all season.
Why are they so negative? That's what Son and Richarlison, they were literally the whole half.
Yeah.
The whole game in their own half. They're in their box for a lot of the game.
Also, I feel like we're seeing maybe the end of the Kane era. And when I say that, it's not to say that he's not going to continue scoring goals, because we know he will. But this lung-busting, Captain Fantastic, Roy the Rover stuff, I don't think we're going to see that from Kane anymore. There was a moment where, in the second half, he was in, and he had no legs. And he had to pass the ball back and start again. But I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, he goes and he's more confident. And I've heard this from
he's
Arsenal
lost
fans
the
as
yard
well.
of pace.
Fuad, I remember he told me, like, he's just lost not only the yard of pace, but it's the commitment, the desire to really... Because it's a
But don't
North
you think?
London derby.
Listen, don't you think? I know that, right? They don't get the ball to him enough.
They don't.
In the positions where he can hurt teams. Because they
If
seem
he
to
had
be
a
so.
De Bruyne around him, my
They're so
Lord.
deep, aren't they?
Can you imagine?
I mean,
Kane? Can you imagine
surely
Kane in that Man
he
City
mu-
team?
I think if he would have gone to City, right, he wouldn't
probably
be
already
Haaland,
passed
but he'd
the
be putting up
record.
similar numbers as well.
Yeah.
Because all he'd have to do is be in the box.
finish.
Stay in the box.
Yeah, and he's an incredible finisher.
Yeah.
Left foot, right foot. Picks his corners. Good header of the ball. I think for Tottenham, I've been watching them this season, and I remember you said this as well. They haven't been playing well. There's a lot of games where they've got results, and I saw it first class seat
Chelsea.
against us. They haven't been playing well, but they've been getting through it. But then Tottenham fans would be telling me, well, imagine when we do play well. Well, it happens similarly to us at times where you're not playing well, you're getting your results. Is that sustainable? Is there actually something? Is there a deeper issue here where there's actually something actually wrong with your team in terms of something's not quite right? Whether it's Conte in the setup and not getting that creative midfielder or making Kane that creative outlet, even
I
still.
wanted to ask you the
Kulusevski, if he's not on it,
Yeah.
who creates the opportunities? I think they were looking at Maddison. They didn't go for Eriksen, who was available on a free. Maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
I was going to ask you the question because obviously you, as a Chelsea fan, you'd remember when Conte was at Chelsea and he played a similar style and they won the league.
Yeah.
But do you think you can still play that type of style now? Because it was quite a while. I can't remember the year in which he won the league.
Yeah, I remember it very well.
2017, right? But can you now, we're now quite a few years on from that, can you now still do that similar type of style and win the league? Or do you think he's more negative now than when he was at Chelsea?
I think there's not enough context applied to that title. And it's not to take credit away, but it's to provide the context, is the fact that we didn't have European football that year. We had no European football. We were playing once a week when we won it. Same as Leicester the year after. We were playing once a week. Conte was able to train these guys in that formation and just absolutely sweep teams. And it took the league by surprise because no one was playing free at the back. Now everybody does. We do. Brighton do, Tottenham do. There's quite a few teams. Wolves. So
there's teams that change up to combat it as well, don't they?
But so I think the league was less prepared for that Italian Serie A free at the back style. But also on top of that, Pep was at the start of his era. He was only just in his first Manchester City season. He finished third. Klopp as well was still at the start. So the league is a lot more tougher in terms of the competition for the top because the league was exchanging hands in terms of
teams
the titles.
are more attacking now as well, aren't they?
Yeah, the titles were being exchanged more. Chelsea won it a couple of times. Leicester got involved. Now, you have to be bang on it if you're going to be up there challenging. It's a completely different landscape in the Premier League now. So, it's not easy.
If I was a Tottenham fan, I'd like to see Jed Spence play, or at least introduce. You look at Emerson, who lost his head and hasn't been worthy to start every game. As you can ask any Tottenham fan, they call him Chicken Royale. So that means that at this stage, you have to play Jed Spence.
Jed Spence, when he's playing for Forest, absolutely tore Arsenal apart.
Listen, different league, I understand. Like you're stepping up, but give him a chance. No.
He's not had a chance at all.
He's going to get one now.
I've got a funny story for you guys. Right, yesterday, and I was in a box, and who's in the box? I was looking over there. I was there with his family. I was looking over there. Right? I was looking over it. I was there with his family. And he's a big NFL fan apparently. And I was there. We're back. I don't know. Listen, we that wasn't our fault, by the way. It's a software issue. So really, really annoying because I was just about to tell my story about how Harry Kane was in the other box. But anyway, I'll move on from that Harry Kane story because I want to get stuck into Liverpool.
So do I.
I want to get stuck into the Liverpool game.
Get stuck
Liverpool 3, Brighton 3. Liverpool, funny enough, I was outside the game. I was doing interviews on AFTV. And somebody said to me, Liverpool losing 2-0 to Brighton. I was a bit shocked. But then I'm thinking to myself, Anfield, they'll come back. Which they did come back. Took the lead. I'm thinking, someone said to me 3-2. I'm like, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Here later on, it was 3-3. Watched the game later on. Great game, by the way. Brighton should have won that game. I mean, they should have been out of sight in that first half. What's happened to Liverpool, AGT?
I hate that question so much.
I think up front, no problems, no issues up front. There's still
there's still
issues. There's still issues.
Massive issues.
Nunes.
All right. There's issues up front. There's issues up front, but you're still scoring goals.
Just.
But the defending at the moment, what's going on?
We did the Saturday football show. Brighton fan sitting next to me. So whoever's idea that was, Jason, you waste man.
Glorious.
We should have been 4-0 down in the first 20 minutes at home. And let's not forget, we had 24 days, I think it was, since the Everton game, which was our last game in the Prem, to this one. Yes, we've had an international break in between that. But in those 3 weeks, what have we been doing in training?
And by the way, they Brighton with a new manager.
Yeah, literally.
Exactly, which makes it even worse.
First, he's had no time to even really...
Yeah.
It's almost as if we had no time after that Everton game and we've played the next day because the things that we've been working on in training just clearly aren't working. I mean, I've got a stat here, Rob, that kind of sums it up. The amount of time Liverpool have been in winning positions in the league this season, and let's not forget we've played 8 games. which is 8 times 90. Quick, how many minutes is that? It's hundreds. It's like 800 minutes. We've been ahead for 110 minutes.
Wow.
And it's only been ahead to Bournemouth and Brighton. We were ahead for 20 minutes. And Newcastle, we were ahead for 10 seconds because we scored right at the death. So this whole conceding first and having to chase the game with our players' mentality at the minute isn't working, clearly. And there's just, that question, what's going on with Liverpool? I wish I could answer it because I can't tell you, Rob. I'm looking at these players that have done so well for us. I can't tell you. The lack of desire thing is still getting on to me, though, because the lack of running, the lack of tracking back, the lack of getting stuck in, if you will. We're just kind of pussyfooting away from challenges, not running back as fast as we should be. Trent had a howler again.
All
Virgil
goals came
had a
from
howler
that side.
again.
All goals came from that side.
Fabinho was whack again. Oh, it's painful.
I'm not used to hearing a Liverpool
I'm loving
fan.
this.
Painful, bro.
I'm loving this.
I bet you are, man.
I've never heard this before.
That
This is
Liverpool,
like-
that Liverpool is an interesting one because last season, obviously, the quadruple chase, they were great, but they were also on the cusp of no trophies. They were on the cusp of 4, but on the cusp of none. So it was such a weird season for Liverpool where it was like, you need to go again in the window and really stamp your authority because City have done that, and to keep up with them, you need to go again for that midfielder, that box to box. Bellingham plan B. Don't just wait on Bellingham. Don't just wait on certain individuals. Make sure that you've got a list. And the window that they had was poor. Even Darwin Núñez, it felt like a panic, just a reaction to what Man City had done because Man City had got Haaland. It didn't feel like a well-scouted Liverpool signing, someone that fit
He
their
had
team.
a great game against us for Benfica.
I know, but
before
I've seen-
Haaland went to City.
I've
so we
seen
knew we
seen
wanted
players
to buy
have
him.
great games against us in the Champions League.
Yeah, but we
Ziyech.
knew we
But you
wanted
don't
to buy
just
him.
buy them just because they had one good game
No,
against you.
But we were interested in him before City signed Haaland. So
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with that. But everything else you said is spot on. I mean, there's no words really that I can use to protect or cover for these results at the minute because they deserve. Like we deserve to lose.
To put a bit of respect on as well on Brighton's name. I
Oh,
mean,
let's
they
put a
were
lot of
fantastic.
this is
Trossard with a
This
hat-trick.
is the one thing I don't want to happen. I mean, we had a video that went viral on the COP TV the other day after the game. Tammy said we made them look like Real Madrid, and everyone was saying, but Brighton are a good team.
Brighton
They're a
are very
brilliant
good.
team.
Yeah.
And we've really got to start thinking of Brighton, maybe jumping into that. It sounds crazy, but maybe they get top 6 this season through the consistency and the new manager Roberto De Zerbi or De Zerbi.
Yeah.
He comes from really good stock. Pep spoke very highly of him. A lot of people speak highly of him. But to lose Cucurella, Bissouma, and still put in performances like it's a hat trick at Anfield. Do you know who the last player that did that was?
Arshavin.
Yeah, in 2009.
yeah.
Before.
No, and he could add more.
Yeah.
Trossard.
Trossard
And
was-
Alisson
he was
kept us in
brilliant.
the game, but he also should have saved, I'd say,
Saved.
2 of those Trossard goals.
Yeah. But Trossard has been incredible this season.
Yeah.
The
How much is he
finishing-
worth, do you think? Now?
I think he's
He's
the
run that
last year of his contract.
He is
50 mil?
and Potter's got good connections, so I'm hoping that comes in our.
Tom
You're always
McLaughlin.
trying to get sloppy seconds, man. Buy your own players, man.
Tom
Listen, he's
McLaughlin
Belgium
says, Alex, please give a shout out to our good friend and Spurs fan, Joel Beaton. See you at the Boozer soon so we can grill him further. And they might be grilling you as
Easy,
well,
Tom.
Alex,
How's
all
it
right?
going, mate? Good to
Might be
hear
grilling
from
you as well.
Oh,
though,
yeah,
but-
no, he will be.
I-
but
honestly,
Joel's
I'm
a
not
Tottenham
used
fan,
to-
though, isn't he? So.
And Drew Ellis says, are Liverpool going to beat Rangers? Going to
Bro,
beat Rangers. You've got
That is
Rangers.
going to
That's
be.
a tough
I'm
game.
at that game tomorrow night at Anfield. I can't lie. I'm shitting myself.
Those away fans are going to be quite something.
Oh, mate, I'm not a religious man, but that's the Protestants versus the Catholics
Yeah, it
right
is,
there.
yeah.
So there could be a bit
Could be
of
feisty.
a fight beforehand. But listen, there's no guarantee that we win that game.
No.
And if we
Rangers
don't
are
win
a
that
very good
game,
team.
because technically we're still in all 4 competitions.
Yeah.
There's no need to worry that much right now. But if we lose that game, we are looking at potentially having to claw it back, having to go and beat Napoli when they've beaten us, go and beat Rangers away, which is going to be even tougher if they beat us at Anfield. And then you're looking at a Europa League season and desperation to get in that
Come on,
top
you're getting
4.
carried away now.
Rangers are a good team.
Bro, no.
Rangers are. I watched them last season.
Relax,
Carried away.
man.
They
You're
got
not
to
gonna
the-
Not
lose to
seen what I've
Rangers.
seen. All right, cool.
You're not
They
gonna lose.
obviously got to the final of the Europa League last season. Obviously, just missed out in the end to what was it, Frankfurt, isn't it? But Rangers are a good team. When they want to
I'm not
play,
used to hearing it
when
like
Rangers
this.
want to play ball, they will play ball.
Get used to it, Rob.
They beat Dortmund. I'm pretty sure. last season.
Yeah,
so when Rangers want to play, they can play. So it's not going to be
massive
an easy
week
game.
this for Liverpool. We've got 8 games in October. If we can get a result at Arsenal, obviously beat Rangers, hopefully get a result at Arsenal, and then we build from that. But it's the worst start possible, really, to this busy month.
Arsenal Manic says Klopp looks tired and disinterested and lost. Team Detem, who's a member here on DR Sports, says, big up Don Robbie, AGT, and Akanji. He goes, Matisse.
What?
You know what Akanji now, is it?
Really?
He says, tomorrow's my 24th birthday. May I get a shout out for my YouTube channel? Of course, big up to Tender Tim.
He's always commenting, though. Big up to him, man.
Aziz King says, is it time to drop Mason Mount? Now we move to the Chelsea game. Chelsea, of course, going away and getting a very good win away at Crystal Palace.
Lucky.
But was it lucky? It was a great goal to win it by a Crystal. Well, we say a Crystal Palace old boy.
Crystal Palace player of the year.
He was was on loan from Chelsea, but Conor Gallagher with absolute screamer at the end. Aubameyang getting his first Premier League goal.
Good finish.
Great finish by Aubameyang, doing what he does, man. He scores goals. As I've been saying to everybody, he will score goals at Chelsea. But did you get away with one? Should Thiago Silva have been sent off for pushing the ball away when Ayew was through?
With his hand.
Yeah, I mean...
How dare you wear him on your jumper today?
Well,
taking a
that's
piss.
just shameless, isn't it? Really.
Shameless.
That's what we do here.
I mean, yeah, I think we're very fortuitous with that.
Was it a sending off?
Why was it not a red card? Like, I understand the double thingy rule.
The only
but
thing that
still.
I can think of is that maybe the referee thought there was cover in terms of someone was going to get round and cover off Ayew.
So high up the pitch, though,
But
bro.
it was
To
very...
me, I
halfway
can't.
line, basically.
I thought that was a terrible decision, right? Because the thing is about it, right? He pushed it. I think, say he hadn't have pushed it away, and he just hacked him down when he's running through in that
You're
position.
better off doing that.
The referee would have just given a red card. He'd have gone.
Yeah.
Right. So why is it any different in this case? In that just
Deliberate
because
handball.
it's a deliberate handball.
Do you remember last
Being
season
clever.
when
Pushed
he
it
came
away
to
to stop
Anfield?
him.
Reece James got red card because he handled
goal
it
line,
on the line.
yeah.
For me, yes, that ball would have gone in. Like he saved it from going in, whatever. But it's still the same. You know. And then for the Aubameyang goal, he plays the ball over the top and gets knocked out, and he gets the pre-assist or whatever. So.
Yeah.
Chelsea, man, you guys have been so lucky with referees this season. That West Ham game, and how dare you tell me that Mendy is still injured from that horrific injury at West Ham when you should have drawn that game as well. You lot are taking the piss. Seriously, he knows it as well. He can't.
Well, listen,
disagree
no.
with
To
me.
be fair play to Matisse, though. Fair play to Matisse, though. He says he admits it should have been. He admits it should have been a sending off.
It is what it is.
Ain't easy,
Just don't moan about any of them that go against
No, because Cucurella got a haircut. He was in the barbershop against Tottenham, so I'm more than happy to take this. Do you know what I mean? And then I'm sure we'll get screwed over.
It was
in
a
the
poor
future.
decision, though.
But yeah, the referees. I mean, listen, my thoughts on VR are there. You know what I mean? And the referee on a whole in this country, but for us, very fortuitous. Even outside that, just in terms of the performance, it was a very even game. I thought Palace deserved something out of the match. And we were just lucky that 2 moments of individual brilliance, which we don't usually come up with, were, you know, Gallagher and Aubameyang with 2 brilliant finishes. But Palace had their chances as well, especially in the first half. We looked a bit ropey. We were getting cut through in midfield. But I'm not worried about it. I think if Tuchel had still been in charge and we'd been playing how we played against Salzburg but not winning the game, this game, then I'll be like, yo, what's going on? But because it's Graham Potter, everyone talks about a new manager bounce, but the international break just ruined that because he didn't even get to work with most of the players. So we're still finding our feet. I'm seeing good signs in terms of how, you know, the vertical passing, the aggressiveness, the more direct in our play. But there's still parts of our team, especially in that midfield, that need to be sorted. And for Mason Mount, he hasn't had a good start to the season at all.
Scored a great goal for England.
He did. But it hasn't replicated for Chelsea this season. And I think he needs that competition. He needs that person to put him on the bench. And Gallagher could be that person. I think even Gallagher this season has had a ropey start. But that goal should do him a lot of confidence. Yeah. That's the one part of his game that you could say is a big strength, is the fact that he can crash the box. He can counter press. He can have those goals. He scored a very similar goal for Palace last season a couple of times. I think so, yeah. Incredible goal.
Opened his body up, curled it top right.
So it was a great moment for him. And both of them have a lot of improving to do. So I think they'll do well to push each other throughout the season. But yeah, we got very lucky.
Yeah, Daminel says, hey, Robbie, how does it feel that Chelsea have our dead wood now? What? He says, Jesus is miles clear of Aubameyang. Chelsea just seem like a dusty club now. But listen, it was a great goal by
Dusty,
Aubameyang.
you know. Listen, make sure you pick up
getting a bit carried away. I actually, funny enough, right? I was actually on Sky with Rory.
I've seen that.
A big Chelsea fan before, and I said, well, he asked me about Aubameyang. I said, listen, the guy scores goals anywhere he goes. He went to Barcelona, banging them in. Came to us, banging them in. Dortmund banging him in. He's a goal scorer, and you know you saw by his finish that was a great finish. He will score goals at Chelsea, I do feel, but
the reason
long term is that's the thing.
The reason why I hold off on it a little bit is my question around him is not his finishing; it's more our supply.
Yeah.
Because before this match, he barely got shots off, let alone goals, because we just don't find him. So the amount of goals he'll score will depend on our creativity, and that will depend on Potter, because from an individual standpoint, he's got a lot of coaching to do with certain individuals in terms of vision and all these things. So, yeah.
TT Op says, as Zaha come out of Reece James's pocket, they were having a real back and forth during the game.
I'm on Zaha's side with that one, man.
Why? What, he didn't like the Twitter
because
post?
Reece James, like, obviously they've got the links, don't they, to all the club photographers. So they go, oh, have you got any pictures of me and Zaha, like, going at it? Oh, yeah, I'm going to put a lock emoji on that and I'll piss him off. Like, come on, bro. You barely won the game and you're putting up locks.
Bit of banter.
Nah, I'm on Zaha.
And that's the second time he's done that to him as well. He locks him up quite often. He did it at Stamford Bridge as well. Listen, the right back conversation. I've been going back and forth with a few people online about the right back conversation. For some reason, Dallo was brought into it. That should never have happened.
No,
Trent, 3 goals, like I said, down the left-hand side. We need to start giving respect to Reece James as the best right back in this country. That's what I have to say.
Relax.
Ooh, I don't know, man.
Relax, man.
Who?
Relax.
Maybe we might have to mention Ben White in that argument now. You can go all you want, mate, but I'm telling you, he's playing brilliant at right back.
He could go back to centre back if Gabriella starts playing like that.
I'm not saying I like Reece James. He's a top player. But hold on, this season so far, just saying.
I'd say Ben White's been better than Reece James this season so far.
You really are salty about this Trent thing, aren't you?
I'm admitting that Trent's not a part of that conversation right now. I'm saying Ben
Would you
White.
drop Trent at the moment?
For who?
Calvin Ramsey, but he's never played the game for us so far. He's come with a lot of hype and build-up, but he's been injured the whole time. And I think that might have been a small reason as to why Trent has been so complacent, because he goes, well, no one's going to replace me. Not that he was choosing to play badly, but if there's no one breathing up your bum to say, right, pause, to say, I'm behind you, pause.
I didn't like that.
You know the saying I was going
don't
for?
know that
I wouldn't want anybody breathing up my bum.
You know what I mean?
Do you know what?
I don't know what you mean.
No, you know what I mean.
I don't know what you
Not
mean.
at all. I don't know what you mean. No, let's move on.
No,
right?
but do you know what also, the last thing on this Trent thing, I saw Gary Lineker going on Twitter and saying, oh, the reason why Trent doesn't defend well is because he's pushed higher up the pitch and because he's, when the transitions happen, he's on the halfway line. And Klopp come out and said that. Are you happy with that reasoning?
If that's the system, that's the system.
All right, cool.
That's what it is.
All right, let's some other results. Great win for Everton. They got a 2-1 victory at Southampton. Everton really started to pick it up now. Lampard's doing all right, man.
2 wins in a row.
Yeah. West Ham with a much-needed win as well. Skamaka getting
Great
his first goal. Great goal by
Finish.
him. Fantastic goal. And Bowen as well.
Did you see Bowen's finger injury?
Yeah. Oof. Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah. Dislocated his finger.
It was literally a right angle, his finger, man.
But Bowen scored a nice goal in the game. And, of course, after the game yesterday, Wolves with another defeat. 4 points. That's all they got. Third from bottom. Bruno Lage sacked. A lot of people were bigging him up last season, saying he's doing a great job and everything, but they just don't score goals, do they? They have all this great build-up play, but they just never seem to hit the onion bag. And there was a great chance for Costa in the game, and he put it wide. I mean, they've got so desperate they've had to go and get Costa. I mean,
I think their top scorer is Podence with 2 goals, and they've
Podence
got Guedes, Jimenez, Hwang. The fella Pedro Neto, I feel bad because they got that big injury to the fella, what's his name, Kasovic or something like that. 15 mil he cost. He was injured for ACL first game, so they have had really bad luck.
Yeah,
and I
do
do
you think
have
it's
a little bit of
unfortunate?
sympathy.
Do you think of Bruno Lage? I think that's fair.
I think they've had bad luck, but I think it's around about the right time, because I've been speaking to Matt Cooper, obviously a big Wolves fan, talking Wolves, and he's been saying it's been coming. They rarely score goals, and if you don't score goals, I sound like Michael Owen, but if you don't score goals, you don't win games. And if you don't win games, you don't get points. So, one of them.
Brentford 0, Bournemouth 0. Well, Bournemouth 0, Brentford 0.
Boring,
that was a bit of a bore draw.
Bore fest.
Fulham 1, Newcastle 4. Fulham.
About time
got a man sent
Fulham
off.
held some smoke. If
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
Because it's
they
been
got a man
too-
sent off
yeah.
right at the start of
It's
the game.
about time.
It is
bro.
about time. Almiron's second goal.
Almiron's
wow.
goal was brilliant.
That's
What a
a
goal.
contender for
And
goal
can
of the
I just
season.
say, Jack Grealish, what are you saying about Miggy Almiron now,
Yeah,
big
Almiron
man?
needs some respect.
Yeah, that
Put
was a
some
great
respect
goal.
on Miggy's name.
Yeah.
That was a great goal.
like
Leeds
Matty Renner.
0, Aston Villa 0.
Boring game as well.
Deserved
Horrible.
red card in that Fulham game as
Yeah.
well. Both the red cards this weekend. They
Yeah,
got
yeah,
Chalobah
that was-
with Chalobah. Just the one from our game. But hey.
Shocking
Big,
tackle, man.
big game tonight. Again, this is another sack race game, I think, right? Because it's Leicester City versus Nottingham Forest. Brendan Rodgers under pressure, 1 point this season, right at the bottom of the league. But also Nottingham Forest, who they're facing, second from bottom, only 4 points so far this season, 7 games gone. There's a lot of people saying that whoever loses tonight is gone. Look at Forest's record there. Lost 4 of their last 5.
This is a big
Drew
derby,
one,
this.
and and East Midlands derby.
East Midlands derby.
And Leicester City lost their last 5 games. They've only got one. They drew their first game of the season and have lost every game since. The owner of Leicester City, I think, is attending his first game tonight. Could that be significant? First game of the season. If that goes wrong for Brendan Rodgers, I think he's gone.
I almost think he wants to get sacked, if I'm
He
honest.
does. I mean,
he's like
that payout is massive.
Yeah, he wants to get sacked. He's not walking.
No, he's not.
You don't
walking.
get that
and he
anymore.
and he
There's
knows
no
he's
integrity now. You
and he
don't
knows
walk.
he's reached the ceiling in
Yeah.
that job. He's won the FA Cup. He's won the Community Shield.
Biding his time.
He's finished back-to-back 5th places. He's taken the likes of Maddison as far as they're going to go at Leicester.
Vardy can't
Tielemans,
give any
Ndidi,
more.
Vardy. None of these players are going to be going another level. He's lost Fofana, so
You know
he's
what
just
I don't
waiting to be sacked.
understand though. Danny Ward come in, right? Been
Yeah.
awful for Leicester. With all due respect to him, he's been
Replacement
awful
for
for Leicester.
Yeah.
Schmeichel's on the bench for Nice. He's not even starting.
No, he's starting at the weekend. I was
but
watching
he
their
hasn't
game.
been starting a lot of
I-
games.
I-
this
Oh, you're
season
about
for-
Danny Ward?
No,
I'm
he
talking
means
about
Schmeichel.
Schmeichel in
Yeah.
No,
Nice.
Schmeichel started for Nice at the weekend.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he hasn't.
But I don't get
that
that.
was one of his
That
first
transfer
starts.
was really odd anyway. I didn't. That was
Stunk
random.
that transfer.
Well, it was
Stunk.
again, it was wages. It's
You
trying
have to
get the
worry
wages
for
off
Leicester,
the
man.
wage bill.
You've got to worry for Leicester
Well,
right now. They
Who's
could
going
go
to win
down.
that
I
game
don't worry
tonight?
for
Who
That's
you
a
going
draw.
for? Who you
If
going
both teams could lose, I would choose that option. But I think it's a draw.
for?
I think who's at home?
0-0.
Nottingham Forest.
Leicester at home.
Doesn't mean anything though.
I think Nottingham Forest are going to win.
I'm going Leicester. I think they're going to get their first 3 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they showed decent signs in the last game against Tottenham.
Nottingham
Remember?
Forest have had moments as well, though. And
Yeah.
they've got a lot of new players. Maybe it will gel now after the internationals.
Yeah, but the problem with Leicester, the moment there's a set piece, it's over, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's over. Let me just touch on these before we go. Of course, Champions League European games to be played.
You're finished. Alex is going to get
It's
clipped.
because he didn't start the season though, bro. He was.
Oh, Schmeichel has played
He
7
didn't
out
start
of
the
the 9
Unlucky.
games.
Shut
Where'd
up,
you get those
Hass, man.
stats, mate?
End the stream.
Yeah, because
Hass.
I watched the game at the weekend, and they were playing PSG.
And
By
a
the
little
way-
call Alex strikes again.
By the way, you know what? The thing is, right?
Good spelling.
We
of
all,
Schmeichel, by the way.
We all eulogise about Haaland over here. That guy Mbappe as well is another unbelievable player. You know,
you
came
imagine
on. They just-
Lewandowski though.
they're struggling a bit. They just brought him on. Boom. Who's out of those two? Because Lewandowski's getting a bit older now. He's like,
Yeah.
But these are the two guys.
Haaland for me.
Who would you
Who
prefer?
would-
Who's going to win
if-
Ballon
if-
d'Ors?
Who would you have if you could pick one for your team? Who would you
Haaland
have?
for me.
Haaland, for the sheer fact that Mbappe's ego and
I'd
kind
go
of like,
Mbappe. You know,
I don't know if Mbappe.
think
like,
close. It's
I-
very
Mbappe
close.
rubs me up the wrong way sometimes.
I think Mbappe's unreal.
Wow, you really
man.
want the equaliser.
Mbappe's unreal, man.
He is. He is.
I think he's better. I think he's better than Haaland. That's
No,
just
his,
my.
his overall
game's better.
all-round game is better, but some of the clashes that he's having in I don't know for Mbappe.
No, but he's still
I worry.
producing. He's still.
He is
Got,
still
he
producing.
also has an unbelievable goal scoring record. I know.
Yeah.
People might turn around and say it's League Earn, but again, I think he's scored. He's in double figures already this season as well. He's been unbelievable.
That's the new Ronaldo, Messi, Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, there's going to
shootout,
be them
basically.
too, isn't it? Haaland,
Yeah.
Haaland, Mbappe. Of course, moving to the Champions League, On Tuesday night, it's Liverpool versus Rangers. Give us your prediction, Alex.
Well, we played Ajax at home. We just about won it. Matip last-minute header. I can see something close. Not because the golfing quality is there, because I don't think this season there is much of a golfing quality between Rangers and Liverpool. It's the fans. This is where the game is won and lost tomorrow night. Trust me on this one. Them lot are going to go mad. They're going to be singing the national anthem. There might be a couple boos. It's going to go off. Telling you, man. It's naughty.
It is.
That's
gonna
a
go
Danny
off.
Dyer, Deadliest Football, whatever it was, that shitty show he had back in the day.
What do you think's more like dangerous, the Anfield game or the Ibrox game?
It's probably about the same, if I'm
Yeah.
honest, but Ibrox could edge it. Trust me, man. That's dangerous.
Right, so you go. Who's going to win?
Liverpool.
And I'm not talking about the scrap outside. Who's going to win the actual game?
Rangers will win the scrap, Liverpool win the game.
Oh, shit.
You're getting nervous.
He's already nervous.
Wow, I need to leave, man.
The Rangers fans go, yeah, look, we go for him
First
first.
one, we got him already. In his
2-1,
head.
just.
2-1 to Liverpool.
Yeah, just.
Okay, what about you? Rangers.
I'm gonna go 2-2. I think Rangers are gonna
2-2.
cause problems. Liverpool conceding goals for fun.
3-0 Liverpool, man. I think that'd be light work, I think.
He's jinxing it.
No disrespect
Reverse
to Rangers.
psychology.
Yeah,
innit?
he's jinxing
No, it's not reverse psychology, but Rangers.
Rangers are a good team.
Yeah,
better than you think, Rob.
Rangers are good
They
than you
are,
think.
but
Liverpool are not a good team.
I don't even know who we're going to play up front, man. It's a madness.
Tottenham Hotspur, they go away to Frankfurt. Where there'll be another I've been to that ground, very hostile. But I mean, Tottenham need to win this game. They lost the last game to Sporting.
Yeah.
They really need to get back on track in this group. You reckon Frankfurt, Tottenham?
Oh, I'm gonna go. Oh, this is tough.
Draw, I reckon.
I think a draw. Yeah, it's 1-1.
Draw.
1-0, yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think I watched Frankfurt. I wasn't too impressed, man. They've lost a lot of their players. I have to go Tottenham. They'll be on the counter again. It will suit them in this game as well. So
Chelsea have got a win in the Champions League as well.
yeah,
Let's
well,
not
we're
forget.
going Chelsea now. Chelsea versus AC Milan.
They got a lot of injuries apparently. That's where my confidence
Give up
comes from.
Origi. Come on, boy.
I'm gonna go 2-0 Chelsea. Apparently they got a lot of injuries, like a lot. So
Who's Zlatan, Giroud?
just I don't know, but apparently it's a lot.
This
of injuries.
Rafa Leao.
Yes.
Are we on to him?
Is he injured or is he
He's a
fit?
I
baller,
don't know.
bro.
I haven't seen the team news yet. I'm just speculating. But if Rafael Leao's playing, then Reece James will lock him up. Don't worry about
All
that.
right. Let's see.
All right. Man City versus FC Copenhagen.
Move on, next.
This could be.
Why would you even read that out, Rob?
Now, if
Come on, man.
sure they can't make Haaland play, man, because
They will.
annihilate another.
They will and they will. They will because he wants
They
the
could
golden
have
boot.
taken Haaland off.
They could have
last
taken
night,
him
by
off.
the way,
He had a
and
hat trick and they still
stayed
kept him on. Yeah, disrespectful.
Oh my God!
6-0 6-0 in that
do
game.
that game, man. That's going to be a
Haaland to get
beatdown,
4
man.
goals.
That's going to be a beatdown. Europa League. Shall I mention Europa League?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay, Arsenal versus
participate,
Arsenal versus the legendary Bodo Glimt.
Which country?
Hey, oh yeah, I shouldn't have mentioned it, man. Look at him laughing. Hey, it could be you
did this
next
to
year.
yourself,
Carry on.
Rob.
wow.
Carry on.
Could be
Carry
you
on.
next year.
Bodo Glimt. What is
Bodo
that? Is that a new planet?
Sounds like a wrestler's name or something like that.
They're a team for Norwegian
Norway.
champions.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
All right. Well, you're
Good
obviously
luck
going
out
to win that. You're obviously going to, and if you don't win
Yeah,
that,
we're at home.
then-
I'll go for a home win.
You go to
you're
the
at
game.
I will be at the game. Of course, I'll be at the game. Listen, you know me. You support your team through the big
unlike
games.
United fans at half-time yesterday.
Yeah, you go to the big games and the small games. That's why I'm going to the big game, Bodo Glimt, and I went to the small game again.
Yeah, I knew he was going to
on
do
the
that.
weekend.
Knew it.
And Ammonia Nicosia versus Man United, who Flex was getting very excited about his game because he said to me that it's very near Ayia Napa. So he could pop over to there and party before they go.
He's a bit old, with all due respect to me.
Yeah, but Ammonia
still.
Nicosia
Jesus.
versus Man United.
Sounds like a car manufacturer.
Yeah, it's got to be United. Have
Pretty
to
sure
win.
I've played against them at some point in the North London leagues when I was
They
a kid.
must bounce back in that game, man. Or you know, I mean, serious questions will be
they will.
asked.
No one will be watching that game anyway.
Yeah.
I wonder if Ronaldo
He'll play against them and he'll do the Sue as well when he scores.
Ronaldo playing against Ammonia Nicosia.
Stat pad opportunity.
Can you believe it?
No, but just the fact that that's why he wanted to leave. You know what I mean? He's like,
Messi will not be.
he should have went to the MLS. I was watching the MLS
Whoa,
last
whoa,
night.
you can't.
Huh?
You can't. Remember.
No, but I think that's been sorted.
No, it's not. It's still up
I thought
in the
that
air.
was sorted.
As soon as he puts foot on American tarmac.
No, I think that's sorted.
No, it's not, bro. Trust me.
Right? Well,
I don't know.
I'm not a lawyer.
I don't know.
But
I'm not getting involved.
Gareth Bale, let's say, winning a trophy there for his LA team. So,
Man.
yeah.
Must be nice.
But we've reached the end of the show. This has been brilliant with you guys. Thanks to all you guys as well who've been watching. It's been absolutely
What a show.
How long?
You're lucky that
I'm not
concurrent dropped
used to
when you said what you
I
said.
hope that when we do the show next week, you've got a similar vibes because that means that Arsenal would have beaten Liverpool. But
Yeah.
I'm not used to seeing Liverpool fans in this way.
To be honest, I'm dreading the fan cams outside the Emirates on Sunday.
You know what? Just finally on Liverpool before we end the show. Do you think it is a fatigue issue?
There has
from
to be
last
some
year?
part,
The fact
yeah.
that you played like every single competition.
Mentally and physically, that has to play a part in it. I'm not saying it's the excuse because, again, like I've said, I don't know. I can't put my finger on one reason why we've done it, but that has to play a part, surely.
End of an era.
Oh, mate, I don't know. Just let me crack on with my life. I got a train to go back up to Liverpool.
No,
You
before
just
we go,
enjoy your time.
I'd like
come
an
on,
answer
man.
to that question. Is it the end of an era?
No, because when Klopp leaves, that will be the end of the era. Until he's
Well, that's
left.
what we're talking about.
Okay, but he's not going to leave, is he? We don't.
Well,
sack
but he doesn't want to do a
managers like
Wenger.
you, man. Do you know
Wenger
what I mean?
and
We don't
walk out
just-
on a whimper, does he?
No, he's not going to do that. But
Sure.
whilst Klopp's still
7
there,
years.
yeah, whilst Klopp's still there, it's still the Klopp era.
I think
and when
he's
he
in-
leaves, it'll be a new era.
Him and Tuchel, they can.
You can
job
still
scout
have
together.
eras. There's still, there's not. It doesn't always have to be good in this era. Like
Oh.
we're going to go through ups and downs, aren't we?
Is this
Look
the
at
end?
your,
Is
look
there
at your
another-
Arteta
is
era.
there
How
another-
that one started off.
Is this the end of it now?
Is there another up with Klopp?
Hopefully, pause.
All right, we ain't gonna put him under no more pressure.
Yeah, come on,
Listen,
man.
we have
I'm being
to, right?
interrogated right now.
You know why? The reason we have to is because we just ain't had the opportunity
haven't
to
had
do
the
this
opportunity.
for about the last
Enjoy
3
it.
years,
I hope you
right? So
enjoy
we
it,
got
mate.
to, right? Well, listen, AGT, thank you very much,
Big
man.
up, man.
Matisse, thank you as always. And thanks to you guys for watching. Listen, don't forget to check out DR Sports. We're going to be doing watch-alongs to those games coming up. Chelsea game, the Liverpool game. We'll be all over those, as well as Man City. So make sure and Tottenham. Make sure you check it out here on DR Sports. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one.